I was just packing groceries. It was a bad day or whatever. And she looks at me and she's like, "So you're not going to rap for me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I'll rap." And I started freestyling, and she was shocked because I was a kid. I was like 11 years old. And she was like, "Can you come with me? My husband, he's a producer for this record label, and I want him to hear you." And I'm like, "Okay. In that case, yes, let's go." She took me to her husband, and I started rapping for him. The next day, he was in my house with a big-ass contract like this. And that's how I got my first deal. In that moment, Nicky realized he could use his talents to get what he really wanted the most. I tried to do music to see if I got famous enough for my mom to recognize me and get to me. But Nicky knew that he needed help from someone he looked up to in order to reach his goal. I've been singing since the same time Daddy Yankee was singing, but he got famous before me. I was a big fan, so I always wanted to meet this guy. His songs were hits. I was always trying to get to clubs to get to him. I went on stage with Yankee, and he started singing this song. He saw me go toe-to-toe with him, and automatically, it was magic. People loved to see the combination of me and him. And we started doing music. So he became like my big brother. We did a lot of hits in the streets, man, a whole bunch of hits. And while going on his first tour with Daddy Yankee, Nicky was able to go back to the US to look for his mom. But he was shocked by what he found. She was in the streets. She had a problem, and they deported her to the Dominican Republic. I didn't even know she was in the Dominican Republic. So I didn't know where my mom was. But as Nicky was getting even more famous, he encountered another roadblock. When I was doing music and all this, I had my first girlfriend, and she left me for an older dude because I was younger than her. She was 18, she was in college, and it was like, it hit me hard. So I saw this guy next to my house, and he was doing cocaine. I asked him, like, "Yo, what is that? Can I?" Because I was like, I didn't care anymore. I fell in love with somebody, and they left me. So I started doing cocaine when I was 15 years old. And I did it often. I went crazy. I mean, I started messing up too much, messing up in ways that you don't imagine. I wasn't going to shows, TV shows, getting late to places. Sometimes they couldn't find me for 2 or 3 days. His increasing drug use was worrying Daddy Yankee, and he decided to sit Nicky down and confront him. "Your career's gonna go down the drain. And you're gonna see what's gonna happen to me, and it's gonna affect you." And he would always tell me, because he didn't do drugs, "Bro, you hate me now, but then you are gonna understand." And that's what really happened. He came out with his biggest hit, Gasolina. The song, Gasolina, has transformed into a worldwide phenomenon, putting at the forefront a whole genre and its singer, Daddy Yankee. It became so big that after that, nobody was even looking at me anymore. Imagine this. I could have been a part of it. And instead of being a part of it, I had to see somebody succeed to the fullest, and my career just went down. Nobody wanted to work with me because of my reputation and all the bad things I did in the streets and all that. I was just trying to make it. I was trying to do shows. I gained so much weight, I was just depressed. I didn't care about anything. My soul was dead. And one day, on my 30th birthday, I went crazy. I did so much drugs, so much drugs. Woke up the next day, I couldn't move my hands. I couldn't even talk. It was like something weird, something I messed up in my brain. I went so hard. I think all the years, it caught up with me. So I got scared. At that moment, Nicky started to see that he would eventually end up lost like his mother. My whole family has been suffering. I saw drugs in my house since I was 5, 6 years old. You don't know what it is to wake up in the morning and see your parents making weird faces because they're on drugs. It was like 2 zombies in the house, looking for rocks on the floor and S***. My mom came from that. My dad came from that. My uncle died from that. It was like a family curse. And I'm gonna do the same thing. I gotta break these chains. I gotta do something. Nicky decided he needed to move away and change his surroundings, hoping he could run from his temptations. Sometimes you have to leave your country so you can come back and be a better person. Even in that bad moment, I had to go to Colombia and do a couple of shows. I stopped at a church, and for some reason, I felt that I had to go into the church. I went inside, and the preacher, you know, he was doing his thing. He was preaching, and he would talk, and he would say, "I know you're here, and I know what you're here for." He would say something like that and then keep talking. And then I'm like, he kept preaching. He's like, "Are you going to come through? Come down here. I'm waiting for you." So I knew he was talking to me, and I just went to him. I got on my knees, and I started crying. I swear I cried for 30 minutes. I cried about everything that went through my life, my dad, my mom, my situations, the things that I saw in the hood. Everything. All the bad things that I had inside me. I just let it out. And then after that, the next day, I said, "God, I'm gonna ask you for something. And it's crazy, but I know I have so much talent, and I don't understand why I'm not there." And I felt that God told me, "You want to get there? I'm gonna give you everything you want. 'Cause I know that's not what you really need, but I'm gonna give it to you. Just give me something. Get off drugs." I felt that he told me he wanted me to stop, and I swear to God I stopped, and everything in my life changed automatically. Grammys, World Cup, movies, everything. So he gave me what I wanted. I gotta give him a lot. Nicky Jam was able to get back on top, and he knew it was finally time to find his mother. And I'm like, okay, I think this could be it. I was even posting on Instagram. I'm going to the Dominican Republic. I'm gonna do a show. I'm trying to make it happen. It was like a movie moment because my bodyguard was like, "There's this woman outside. She's fighting with everybody, saying she's your mom. She wants to see you." Just thinking about it, my hands be sweating, because it was something that I was waiting for my whole life. Then I go outside, and when I go outside, I see my mom fighting with everybody. Automatically, I knew it was her. I remember her voice. I told her if she wanted to come with me to Colombia, and I was in Colombia, we could get clean together. Like I could help her get clean. And she's like, "No, I've been clean, but I don't want to go over there. I don't think I'm good for you." I told her, "I think you don't understand. My whole life hasn't been good 'cause you wasn't there." It was just me being strong to her and telling her, "Hey, you know what? You went through this. I went through a lot of stuff myself. I understand you, but you're here now, and we're here, and that's all that matters. I want you with me." We hugged, and that was it. From there, we never separated again. My whole family was in that bad chain of drugs and alcohol and darkness, and I said, I'm gonna break that. I'm gonna help my family. All you need in life to be a better human being is love. You got love, and you can conquer the world. You got love, and you can do anything. Be able to fall and get back up again, and fall and get back up again, and fall and get back up again. I wanted to be famous to find my mother, and it worked.